Hi guys. I hope you find me. Look, I'm fixing myself. Look, I'm in my living room near the tree. We're having a tree live. I hope you guys find me. It wouldn't connect. So I had to start a new live stream. It's probably Irene. She's the most devoted. Oh, it's so washed out. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can fix that. Is that all better? Well, I don't look like. Hi, Tammy. I'm glad you found me. I guess I'm messing with the light because it's like, really? Like, I know I'm pale, but that seems pretty good. Oh, that's all right. How are you doing, Tammy? I know it. I have been a mess, and I actually was ready to go on like this is some sort of grand performance, to go live 2 weeks ago on Friday, and I had the worst hot flashes I've had yet. And oh, I'm so glad you're doing well. And I was like a mess for like an hour and a half. Like it was some rough, and I let like a few people know because they had asked me and if I was going to be there, and I had planned on it, so I said yes. And then so I let them know, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like the hot flashes. There's a lot that I will like share with you guys, but what I look like in the middle of a hot flash is not one of them. So I canceled it. And unfortunately, you guys don't get notified when I put anything on the community tab, so it was no point. I might have said something in the group though. I don't recall. I have to remember that the group is there. Oh, they're terrible. I have not had like hot flashes, so to speak. I've had hot flushes up till now, but I'm pretty sure these were flashes. I just didn't completely break into a sweat. Like I'm right on the verge of that. I get like a little bit of, I look like I'm kissed by the morning dew kind of thing. Not really. I look like, because it feels awful. It's like that. Ah! And so, yeah, I'm a mess. But anyway, so I'm not quite like soaking myself, but and it also makes me very anxious when it happens. I think that must be part of it. But I'm just going to be real here. Like, I'm a 47-year-old lady. Oh, look, we went from 4 people to 1. Nobody wants to hear about my menopause. Hey, Julie. How are you doing tonight? Did you have your pizza? Harry's going to turn on his toy. Look at the tree. You can kind of see the tree. There we go. I forgot to move the tree. It is my Pentatonics t-shirt. Pentatonics. The world tour. That got interrupted. So, like, they were not completely through their world tour when COVID hit, and they had to stop it. So I've got all the dates, US dates are on the back. So I will always remember what date I went and where I saw them. I think I went with my girlfriend Christine actually for this show because I've seen them twice. I went with my girlfriend Megan and Tori down to a place in Mass, and I gotta tell you, it was like 98 degrees. Oops, it was like 98 degrees at like 9:30 at night, and it was the most uncomfortable concert I'd ever been to. Not interested in Ricky's movie. No. I have been I've been like hoarding into my lists on streaming stuff. Thank you. I did something different with the tree this year. I'll talk about it in a second. I don't know that I really like it. I mean, it's all right, but anyways, what was I saying? Oh, so every time somebody gives me the name of a good show, I've been going to like Hulu or wherever they are, Netflix or whatever, and putting it into my list so that when all of the shows that I normally watch go into their hiatus, I'll have stuff to watch. It is better than none. It is. We tried something different. We actually were going to try to cut one off our property, and we went out and walked the whole perimeter of our property, which is about 5 acres. So we, you go off in the trees, and it's not like we covered every inch of it, but we walked the perimeter of it. You can kind of see, but it's so the woods are so thick here that the light can't get down to the evergreens, so they're really quite small. Manhunt deadly games. Is that like a true crimes thing? Everybody's into the true crimes podcasts. I don't know. Like, I gotta be honest. Well, I guess it depends on what the crime is. But we've had some doozies here in New Hampshire that were horrifying, like murders. And the thing is there's not a lot of murder here. Like, there's not a lot of that type of crime. So when it does happen, oh my gosh. Actually, when we were looking for the house, I don't know. I don't know I don't know. Anyways, when we were looking at houses, when we bought this one, we went to see one and it was perfect. It was like an architect's house. And so it had the main house, and then it had a big garage, and then over the garage was already an office. And of course, we need a home office because we work from home. So the way it works now is we don't really have a home office. Like, we took 2 bedrooms from the first floor, or a bedroom and an office. They had taken the closet out, so technically it was an office, and turned them into our 2 offices. But this place had like a conference room all set up and like a little waiting area. Would have been perfect. And the yard was beautiful, but it needed a lot of work. Like, like all new flooring, and it was a big place too. It was really big. And I think it was 4 bedrooms on top of all the offices, and I think it was like a 2 or 3 car garage, and yeah, it was big. And there was like a spiral staircase from the kitchen up into the second floor. It was really neat. But then we found out that the people that owned it, the poor guy, he went in. Well, I say poor guy. I mean, it is poor guy. Based on the explosion in Atlanta. That would be interesting. But yeah, he had early onset Alzheimer's, and so his sister came out to help his wife kind of get him settled. I think they were going to be putting him into like 24-hour care. And I don't know exactly what happened, but he like snapped and he bludgeoned his sister to death in the yard there. And so the realtor that showed it to us was like, hey, I'm not required to tell you this by law, but I'm going to tell you because if I don't, it doesn't matter. As soon as you buy the place, everybody in town is going to tell you bought the murder house. We ended up not getting it. It wasn't because of that, although it did make me a little skeeved out. But at the same time, I mean, yeah, it was kind of crazy. Like, it was really odd. It was a weird experience while house hunting. And we had to like have a discussion about like, does that like bother you a lot? And it kind of bothered me, but I think I would have been able to get over it. I mean, the outdoors, it was beautiful landscapes. It was really nice. But anyways, we didn't get it because there just was too much work that needed to be done. It had kind of fallen into disrepair a little bit after everything happened. And so, yeah, that was really weird to have that happen. But whenever I think of true crime stuff, I think of that one. And then there was another one here in New Hampshire. It was wicked. Like, I just don't even understand people. But some teenage boys broke into a house, and the husband was away on business, and the mother and I think she was like 12-year-old daughter were asleep in the mom and dad's bed. and they just attacked them with machetes and just hacked at them. And then the mother died, but the daughter managed to like crawl to a phone and call for help. And so the daughter lived. And I cannot imagine the kind of help. Like, I had nightmares about that one for a while, like, because they didn't know the people. They just drove around until they found a house. And the randomness of that, like, scared the bejesus out of me. So I get a little weird, anyways, short story long. I get a little weird with the true crime stuff. Sometimes it, like, my imagination runs away with me and I scare myself. So I don't know how good it would be, but something like the Atlanta bombing, I probably be fine. As long as it's not like some sort of grisly murder. I'm getting my cocktail, everyone. Does anybody else have their cocktail? Am I the only one that has the cocktail? If we've got 3 people here. Who's here? Is it still Tammy and Julie? And who else? Maybe it's Dave. So you're supposed to be able to see the Northern Lights in New England this weekend, which is a rare occurrence. And of course, it's freaking cloudy. It's been cloudy. It's like 3 days we were supposed to maybe be able to see it, and it's been cloudy the whole time. Tammy's here. Okay. So this week we have a shot of tequila. Hornitos. It's Hornitos Plata. So that's why I was not here 2 weeks ago. I had a bad hot flashes. Really, I haven't really had many since. Oh, I don't know if he's actually here, Julie, but I'll tell him if not. What? Oh, so the tree. Okay, so we decided, we went out, we walked the property, no tree. Nothing like sturdy enough or big enough. So I broke down and I went out and I bought a tree. And because I just felt like, do I really want to spend the money? You know, it was like $55. And do I really want to spend the money on a tree or whatever? Then I thought, well, you know what? I'm really not feeling any sort of spirit this year whatsoever. So maybe it will perk us up a little bit or something. So we're not going to see the kids. We've already talked to the kids. We've talked to, I talked to my mother. We are not going to be gathering. So we weren't really sure if we wanted to bother. And then I decided, you know what? Yes, I think that I need something. So I went out, I got the tree, and then we put it up, and we were kind of curious. Like, we'd never have a matchy tree. We always have our favorite ornaments. And sometimes I'll do a tree that's like teal and pink and blue and oh, you're not into it, Tammy? Yeah, some people aren't, but it will be all sorts of different types of ornaments, And so Dave and I were like, geez, I wonder if we should, because nobody's going to be here this year, do kind of a more matchy type of tree and see if we like it. And so I had a whole, I don't know if you guys all saw them, the $4 Michael's grab bag video that I made, the grab boxes, $4. There's a video. I'll try to put it in the description tomorrow. I'll try to remember. But in those was 2 rolls of 25 feet of this wide, bright red wired ribbon. It's really, really nice ribbon. It's like normally it was, I don't know, something like $20 a roll or something. And it was in a box with a bunch of other ones for $4. So for the whole box. So I had 2 rolls of that, which I figured would go around. And we normally either do beads or garland or something. But and then I had a container of, you know how Michael's has like the round things and they just have like the plastic bulbs and it's like a whole set. Well, that's what it is. It's all these white ones and the red ones, the reds and the whites. And then I had these existing these little black ones that I threw in the mix. And I have like one special black one up there. You can, right there. That's a big, heavy glass one that I have, and I had bought two at a Christmas store, and one of them broke. Oh, doesn't want to see it? Has something horrible happened? Aside from, 2020 in general. I mean, I know that 2020 has been horrible, but has there been something extra horrible to make her not want Christmas? Harry, leave that alone. Harry and Lloyd have lost a bunch of weight. They've been good boys. But Harry's going to knock over my light. Pretty sure. Anyways, and then there were some picks in the $4 crab bags. And so I took the picks off, but it's like little camper, like this is a little camper here. You kind of see, but they were red and white. So I figured that kind of works well. So that's what we did. And here's what, and we have a mishmash of lights. We have colored lights like on the inside, and then we have colored lights, and then we have white lights. And it's because I like a lot of lights in the tree, and we didn't have enough of any either colored or white. Like all of our lights are kind of not okay. And we do have bigger bulbs, like the C7s, I think they are. Strings of the C7s, like the ones that the way they used to look when we were kids, the big bulbs, but they're still the ones that get hot. So we don't like to use them. Not really, nothing bad. Oh, she's just not into it this year. Yeah, Tori isn't into it this year either. I don't think she was going to do anything. So, and you know what? I don't blame anybody that doesn't want to. The fact that we're not going to see them, and we're now coming up officially. It's been a year since we've seen our son, like Dave's. It's my stepson, Dave's son, but it's our son. I've been his stepmother since he was basically his stepmother since he was 5, and he's 21. So he went to Philly the beginning of last year to go to school, and then COVID hit, and he was there until like June or early July, and then he had to come home. He had a car accident, and he just financially he's going to go back, but he needed to come home and kind of recoup monetarily. And also I think it's hard being away from everybody in the middle of this, even if he can't see us, just to be nearby, you know what I mean? So he's come home. And then it was sad because he has had the same girlfriend for years. My goodness, I don't know. And I don't know what happened. We didn't even ask because we didn't want to pry, but they broke up after he got back. And so I'm sure that was particularly painful. And so we haven't seen him in a year now. And I think that's weighing pretty heavy on Dave. I mean, it bothers me, but I'm sure it really, that's his boy. So it's, not that I love Jake like my own, and Dave loves Tori, absolutely. I don't mean it that way. I just mean that, men have their boys kind of thing, their sons. And a year is a long time to go. So we have at least been able to get together with Tori outside a couple of times since last February. We haven't hugged or anything. We haven't come near each other, but yeah. But she sent me a box. She didn't actually send it to me. We did a drop off. I had some things that she was going to pick up. Men are weird about feelings. They just are. But so she had some things for me, and I had some things for her. So she swung by to pick them up. And that she put together this little box of all little surprise little gifts for me. So I have some of those things to show you guys. Look, it's a ball of yarn, but it's a measuring tape. Isn't that adorable? It's got a little button, and you hit the button and it sucks back in. But yeah, not being able to see each other, I think is really, and I understand we're doing it to ourselves, but we're doing it because we want this to be over. And the only way this is going to be over is if everybody does their part and just wears the mask, stays at home, wash your hands, all that crap. But isn't it adorable, Tammy? I thought it was so cute. So that was just one of the things. But she got me that, and she got me some. I know they're like big, you know, it's like a little llama. And it says, I make cute things with yarn. And yarn is my spirit animal. And this one just has a little llama and some crochet. And then this one says, keep calm and carry yarn. So those are sweet. So these are great because if I ever decide I want to try the whole like Grafgan kind of thing, I know they always say to use spools, but a lot of people seem to use these and they work well. So she got me some of those, and she got me a set of cork coasters that all say stuff about yarn on them, different things like this is happiness is a bowl of yarn. And I have another one in there that yarn is like makes me happy. And so those I have already spread out. And then she gave me these, she gave me a whole slew of hooks, guys. So I've been like slowly, like I think these ones are like female clay, and it's a 4.5. It's a 3, a 4.5, and a 5 millimeter. And the, oops, I should hold them up. And then these are wood. I wish she was here so that she could. I think she did. I think so. But I'm not 100% sure. I haven't made one either, but Tori was saying that she found a really good, they didn't call it a Grafgan, but I think it's the same idea. But she found a really good tutorial on it that made it way better than what I had originally tried a tutorial for a pillow from somebody else. And then Yarn Hag Ryan had done the Grafgans, and I have seen her videos for it, and I have a couple of the patterns, like she emailed them to me and stuff. I just never got a chance to try them. But so anyway, she sent me these hooks. Oh, most of my hooks are, I like the tiny ones. It's funny because sometimes she'll get hooks and she'll like get a few of them and they come with smaller ones and she gives me the smaller ones. And I'm always like, no, keep the bigger ones because I've got them. I've got so many, but it's all the smaller ones that I run out of. And then there was this one. This one is, this is handmade on a lathe with, I don't remember if this was a boy or a Bates, but this, she got these from someone on Etsy, and I don't know what size this is. I don't have a sizer that like the thingy fits through. It's for knitting needles, so they don't leave enough. Yeah, it's generally so, and it's not marked. Tori knows what it is, and I keep forgetting to write it down. But it's really pretty. But you can basically tell, I guess, the person the type of hook you like, whether you like a boy or a Bates or whatever. And then she makes the handles. And so there was this one, and that she gave me. I put these away, forgetting that I hadn't shown them to you. And oh, here it is. And this one, I don't know where she is. She might be sleeping. Tori is Tori needs a lot of sleep. She's a sleeper. So, and she was not feeling well last weekend, and it really took it out of her. But she's feeling much better now, but I wouldn't be surprised if she wasn't resting. And then she got me this one, which is also a little, like, you know, what is it? Fimo clay stuff, I think. I'm not, and this one is a, what does that say? 3.75. So this is a 3.75. So that's good. And then she gave me this one. And it had a decal that was like a dream catcher. Hey, Chris. But it lifted off, and so I just peeled it off. But it says Dreams here, and it is a D hook. There's a D in the back, but it's pretty. And it's the pinks and the blues and the greens that you hopefully you're seeing. I don't know. It's probably all washed out. But yeah, so she got me that one too. This one I'm not sure of the size on. But again, she sent them all to me in a message, which ones were which, and I just don't have it. So, but yeah, but I have, these are the clovers that I have. And these ones, I think, go from like 0.6, I think, is the smallest. It's not even gonna, I don't think you can even see it. So that's a 0.6 up to 1.75. It's the biggest one in that set. But these are nice. There's the problem for me is I have big hands, and the handles are so small that like I end up gripping tight because I feel like I'm going to lose them out of my hand because they're so small. And then that makes my hand ache. So I had heard rumor that Furls was going to be making a set of the lace hooks, and I was really excited about that. I don't know if it's still happening. I dropped a hook. But yeah, so she gave me those, and then she gave me some socks that said like, if you can see this, bring me my hooks, and some yarn, and there was some magnets in there, and yes, she gave me a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, never used furls. I love my furls. I do love them. They're good. I find that my hands hurt less when I use them, and I think it's the shape of them and the fact that there's more. It kind of bows out in the center, and that's right where my hand would be, and so it fits better in my hand. Well, this is the one. Big hands. I have, let me see. I have this. I have the wooden ones, the streamlines. I've got a bunch of those. Let's see. I have to open all the things in my case here. So most of the wooden ones that I have are ebony or rosewood. So these are the wooden ones. I'll figure out the sizing later. And then I have the Odyssey ones. There's several of these. A couple of them I think are in the, yeah, my green one, I have a lime green one, is in with a project, and I have a purple one, I believe, is in with a project. Maybe. Yeah. Oh yeah, here's a white one. Yeah, so I'm missing the blue and the lime green. Yeah, the streamline. And then I do have streamlines. The swirl ones. So I've got a bunch. It depends on what I'm making, honestly. If I'm using like well, first of all, the Odyssey is a little heavier than the other two. Oh, and I have a candy shop. I have one candy shop that I got. And I like it, but again, it's a little small. Like I prefer a bigger hook. I just like a bigger hook. That's just the way it is. Like these, if you can tell it's a significant hook and, or size. And so it is much more comfortable for me. But anyways, these are heavier, but they're super slick. Did you end up deciding that you liked it, Chris, or no? The Odyssey ones, the necks are, I get the nickel. I don't bother with the rose gold. Like that's just, to me, that's a status thing and whatever. These are already expensive. But they're really slick. And so if you're using something silky or something, these can be annoying, but these are the ones that I reach for the most. If I'm doing a, like a cotton, a lot of times I'll go with this, the streamline ones. The wood ones I like for just, as long as I don't like to use the wood ones if I'm doing anything that has like tight tension, because there's some give to them, you know what I mean? So if you're doing amigurumi or something, I would use either an Odyssey or a streamline swirls. But if I was just doing, something in regular yarn, I would interchange the wood streamline and the swirls, the resin ones, interchange, no problem whatsoever. But the Odysseys are my favorite only because there's a little bit more to them. Yeah, the other ones are very lightweight, and so you have to get used to that. And I guess some people find that they crochet looser with a furls hook than with other hooks. So if you have really tight tension to begin with and you want to loosen your tension, it might be worth trying, because I guess some folks find that to be the case for them. So I want to say Sandy from Left is Right Crochet might actually have mentioned that, if I remember correctly, that it was she crocheted the exact same thing, the exact same stitch, the same number of rows and stitches, and it was much larger, like a third larger than she did the exact same thing with a furls hook and her regular hook, and her regular hook was like way smaller. You're welcome. I hope you like them. I find that they really do make a big difference in my hands hurting. And the great thing on their website too, if you go to their website and search like hand exercises, they actually have a video that they put on their website of good things to do for keeping your wrists and your hands in good shape so that you don't get repetitive motion issues, Now I can't see. It's dark enough that I can't, they like stamp it, if it's a G or whatever, and then the number. Okay, so that's a G. They stamp it in, and that's a G plus. So I have to be in the right light to see it. That's the only thing. But what have you guys been up to? Anything excellent? Anybody doing anything exciting? Oh no, trouble with your wrist. I've been having trouble with mine as well. This one, actually, my right hand. I haven't gotten a lot of crochet done, and it's part of the reason why I've been sleeping with like a brace on. And yeah, I don't know what's up with that. What's going on with yours? Oh, you crochet tight. Well, you may find that your crochet loosens up quite a bit with the hooks. You'll have to let us know, Tammy, if that's what you find as well. I'd be really interested to find out. I haven't even started the crochet along yet, guys. Isn't that terrible? I keep having to remember that I have the group. I need to go into the group like daily and like post something to remind myself that it's there and then get into the habit. And so I need to check in with everybody that went to the Facebook group for the crochet along. There's not a ton of people, but there's some. And check in with everybody, see how everybody's doing. I haven't started mine, but I'm going to soon. We are actually taking the week between Christmas and New Year's off. We try to do that every year, and we weren't going to. I thought we weren't going to because the year had been so slow, and it's picking up again. Hats, hat not hate. It's face cloths, yeah. But I forgot what I was saying. Nope. It's just gone. Just gone. Guys, it's really, I don't know what is going on. Oh, you guys are so great. I haven't done Hat Not Hate yet. I have such a list of things I want to make for people that I know, and it takes me a long time to crochet. So, but yeah, we're going to take a week off. That's what I was going to say. I didn't think we were going to because it's been so slow this year and work is starting to pick up, which is crazy to me because our COVID numbers are through the roof. They've never been higher. We have double the number of people in the hospital right now than we ever had this spring when everything was shut down. It's ridiculous. The Republican Speaker of the House in New Hampshire just basically dropped dead yesterday from COVID. The Republicans in my state got together to have a meeting basically and didn't wear masks, and it was indoors and there was a buffet. I mean, and the guy was like 78 years old. And so he died of COVID. But a week and a half ago, he was at this party. And so when he passed away, of course, everybody was like, oh my God, this is so shocking. What happened? And then after an autopsy, you think people would take a lesson, but the people in my state are just being jackasses. I mean, not all of them, but enough of them that it's like community spread is just out of control. And it's we have so many people having tests and who are positive that they can't even tell us in a day how many it is. It's taking like multiple days for them to get the results of each day's test, and then they have to go back and like and edit the numbers. So like one day you'll look and it'll be like, okay, so there was 600 new cases today, and then you look 2 days later and it's like, oh nope, that's up to like 900 for that day. We broke 1,000 one day. We had 14 people die yesterday. 14 new outbreaks in elderly. So, I mean, there were already outbreaks, and then there were 14 new ones. And then, and then I read a story today. They are. But I read a story today that there's a store that sells food a town or two away that just got fined because they refused to wear masks. And it's like, oh, come on. Like, this is going to last forever. And now you got I'm not going to vaccinate myself. Oh, for sake. On that, I don't understand it. That wasn't the tequila. That was the lemon. My limes are no good. I always buy like a bag of limes, and then they go bad before I use them. But our chickens love them. Cut them in half and put them in, and the chickens, they really like citrus. But yeah, so anyways, we're not doing anything. We're not going anywhere. Nothing's happening. My teeny little town, guys, my teeny little town of 4,400 people. 5 weeks ago, we had 20, I think it was 25 cases total since everything started. I looked today, we're at 80. Think about that. 1 month ago, 25. Now 80. With 26 of them current right now. They just closed the school in town down. We have a middle school. The kids actually get bused to a different town for high school because we're just not big enough to have our own high school. The tax base is not big enough, and our taxes just went up like $1,000 a year. Our property taxes. So I don't know. I think we're at like $6,500 or something. County is in the purple. Yeah, see, that's the funny thing about New Hampshire is our state government is Republican, but our senators and our representatives are all Democrats. And so weird. We have 2 female senators, Jean Shaheen and Maggie Hassan, and then we have 2 Democrat representatives, which is female Annie Custer and Chris Pappas, and I believe he might be gay. So our delegation to Washington is all female. It's actually I was kind of annoyed. I was looking at headlines a few weeks ago, and somebody was like, "Oh, such and such was it was after the election. Such and such is the first place to send an all-female delegation to Washington," and that was just absolutely not true. Like our state sent an all-female. Chris Pappas is new. Before that, it was all females. But they weren't all Democrats to Washington. So our state government right now, Republicans have everything, and yeah, Democrats just had it. Now Republicans have it. It's like they swing back and forth for the state ones, but our governor is Republican as well. Isn't that random? It seems so weird to me. I guess maybe it's like something about New England pragmatism, where maybe they think that if they vote for both so that they keep everybody in check. I don't know. I don't understand how it works. I'm from Massachusetts, so I'm used to it being more liberal, way more liberal. Although Massachusetts has a Republican governor, but very, very, New England is weird. New England politics is just weird, guys. Hello, honey. We were just wondering where you were. Julie was asking where you were. I said maybe you were asleep because you had not been feeling well, and I didn't know if you called an early night. Love you, babe. I was showing everybody the hooks, but I can't remember where you got those handmade ones. So you should comment tomorrow on this, and I will pin it for people. I couldn't remember any of the sizes either. Yes, Julie. Tori! So yeah, that's what's going on, guys. Really, I have nothing to show you. I haven't, like, my nails are only half done. Like, I'm a terrible nail person right now. I actually need to do them this weekend. I need to make some things for my mom, need some masks. I need to make those this weekend. And then she is out of nails, so she needs me to be sending her Christmas nails and her January nails. She gets a set. I send her a set of nails every month, 1 or 2. Yeah, I don't understand it at all. I don't understand it. What's going on right now is just absolutely atrocious. But It's over now. It's over now until the House and the Senate are presented the electors' votes, and then I fully expect that the Republicans are going to try to contest the electors. And then we'll have to go through all this crap again. But I don't know. It is what it is. I guess now that's what government in this country is. I don't know. But yeah, so I have nothing to show you. I've not really been doing anything other than just, you know what, like surviving this. This is really wearing on Dave and I at this point. And I'm struggling a lot, guys. And I think it's because he and I have been isolating the way they asked people to. That's how we've actually been doing it. And because we work from home as well, and we are very, very strict about everything because we both have, you know, comorbidities. We just haven't seen a lot of people, and we are both really struggling at this point to just get through this until the vaccines are out and we can hopefully get a vaccine and at least have some sort of protection. So we're really struggling. And I am like just being real with you guys. Like it is really hard for me to make videos. It's hard for me to do the lives, honestly. It takes a lot out of me. I don't know what it is. I went from being like super motivated. Dish scrubbies for gifts. You have reason, Chris. You have had such a rough go of it. Chris's poor husband has been ill, guys. And I won't go into it more than that. That's your business. But she has been a trooper. Talk about just the worst possible timing for everything. I can't even imagine. So, you know, and again, here I am complaining, but there's always people that have it worse off. We are very lucky in that we're able to isolate this way. I do understand that as well, but yeah, it's getting to me. And I was really motivated with the nails and with making bags and stuff. And honestly, not so much now. I think I'm just going through something. I just need to get through it and out the other end. And it is what it is. But we're just really dragging our asses through the end of this and trying to stick to our guns and stay safe. And, you know, one of my best girlfriends, when the governor did the you know, stay-at-home order, if possible, because ours never did a full stay-at-home, businesses would let you work from home if it was possible. And so my girlfriend was able to work from home for like 2 months. And then when he lifted the stay-at-home, she had to go back to the office. She's been exposed 3 times in 3 weeks. Last time being this morning, when she found out that she had been in an enclosed office with somebody who I believe has it for like 2 hours. Half of the time that person didn't have a mask on, but she had her mask on. So she is now at home waiting to go get a test on Monday. And I'm just waiting. You know what it is? I'm waiting, guys. I'm waiting for that shoe to drop. Like, we've been lucky that we haven't lost anyone yet close to us or anything. And I'm so afraid it's going to happen. And it's just taking her. So, being real, it's been rough. About 5 times. It's insanity. And I find myself so annoyed with, like, to me, it just seems common sense. Like, shut the damn restaurants, okay? Every time there's like a big public exposure, it's at a restaurant. Shut the damn restaurants. They can do takeout. You know, we all made it through the spring. Was it great? No, but it was better than it is now. And yeah. But our governor opened up our state to tourism, and that was it. We had good numbers, and then that was it. And of course, the schools are in. And I signed up for my town website on Facebook again today, which I sign up and then I leave because I get so disgusted with the garbage that's on it. But and then I sign up again because I need information. Oh, I'm so glad you didn't get it, Tammy. But yeah, like one of these days, my girlfriend she's gonna get it. But yeah. So I'm worried. Yeah, I don't go. We went the other day. We did go to the liquor store. We had to go to the liquor store, so we went together. And curfew of 10 p.m. Yeah, we have nothing. He basically put a mask mandate out that immediately put in a loophole so that if you don't really want to wear it, you don't have to. So yeah, I'm starting to get really angry about the lack of leadership going on. Although the fact that he's a Republican and the Republican Speaker of the House died yesterday from COVID, he did have some strong words for people today. Well, yeah, geez, don't knock me over with your, responsible leadership. Just had enough of that crap. So I'm frustrated with all that, and I'm just concerned for my mom, and So really, guys, what I've been doing is watching TV and zoning out. I work, and then I am just I take my CBD oil to keep my anxiety down, and I'm just basically like by the like hanging on like this to get through this crap. So I'll do my best. I'll do my best on videos and lives and stuff, but you guys are just going to have to cut me a little bit of slack until we get out the other side of this. And I know that you all will because you're wonderful. But I am going to try to go back to obviously every 2 weeks with the lives, just because I think, it at least makes me do something. No. So, and my allergies are nuts. I tell you what, man, if I had known that things like your allergies going insane was part of perimenopause, I really would have spent a lot more time looking into perimenopause so that I was prepared for this crap, because my allergies are like raging year round now. I don't even understand it. But I had terrible like postnasal drip this morning, and then so I had a sore throat, and I took my my allergy meds, and it got better. And I could tell that it's my allergies because my ears pop. I can hear it right now, although I was just teary, so that makes it worse. But I swallow and my ears pop all day long, so I know that it's my allergies. But yeah, it's just ugh. So it's we, for those that don't know, here in New Hampshire, we had our first big snowstorm this past weekend. That was the other thing. I really wasn't going to be doing a live to make up for it this past weekend because we had no power. We had like 8 inches of really, really heavy snow. We had a lot of damage in our yard. We had limbs down. Our lilac snapped off at the ground because it was so heavy, the snow. And then we went into a deep freeze, and so nothing melted, and nothing fell off the trees or the bushes or anything for days. And we're in this weird little microclimate where we seem to get slightly different weather than everybody around us. Either it's better or it's way worse. And this time it seemed like it was way worse. We have friends that had like 4 inches of snow, no big deal. We had like 8 or 10 inches of wicked heavy snow. And huge. I actually put a picture of the icicle on some of you probably saw it on my Instagram. Dave had broke an icicle off last night to take it off. It was on the side of the porch near the door. And that's been growing all week because it's been too cold for this stuff to melt enough to fall off. So it's hard for us to get out and do a whole lot right now, because now we're starting to get into the really cold. 4 inches. Yeah, it was so wet. Oh my God. It took me like half an hour, 45 minutes to shovel the front walk, because it was so heavy that I couldn't push it off the steps. And the front walk, as you've seen it, Chris, it's hard because it's concrete and it doesn't, it just goes out to ground, so it doesn't fall off. And as soon as it's wet, you can only push it so far, and then it gets too heavy and you can't move it anymore. So I would have to, 8 or 10 inches of that wet stuff, pick it up, move it, shovel, pick it up, move it, clean off one of the big steps. And then I'd have to wait a minute. It was horrible. Oh, you had a foot? Oh my God. Was it wet and heavy? You're in New York, right, Tammy? Oh my gosh, the driving. Dave, it was crazy here in town. We had plow trucks go in the ditch. Apparently you're in Ohio. I'm sorry, Tammy. That's right. I forgot. And I guess some of the farmers in town here were getting up the big tractors and yanking the plow trucks out of the ditches off the side of the road. They couldn't get up the hill between Deerfield and Northwood. The plow trucks were spinning out. They couldn't make it. Ohio, yeah. Was it really wet and heavy stuff, Tammy? Oh, you did answer that. I'm sorry. Yes, I see that now. Yes, it was. Isn't it? The wet stuff is the worst. Give me the light stuff that I don't care if it drifts. I really don't. Whatever. I can deal with the drifts. But the heavy stuff, oh my God, I'm gonna have a heart attack shoveling this crap. Right? Yeah, that and it didn't matter which way they went. If they went up, 43? Or if they went around up to come out by the Jeep place, over towards Epsom. Didn't matter. They couldn't get up either road. Oh, you messed up your back. My girlfriend, yeah, she said first, she only had about 4 inches, but she said first shovelful, she yanked her shoulder. I was just glad I got through the whole front walkway and stuff, and our azalea bush was laying down on the ground. It was, these are big bushes, guys. These are bushes that have been here for 20 years. So you can imagine the limbs are this big, and they were just laid out flat on the ground. Yeah, it was really bad. I couldn't believe it. We had a big limb rip off one of the trees, and it tore the bark, so it was just hanging. It's still hanging, but it covered the driveway, so we couldn't even have gotten out if we wanted to in the middle of that. The next morning, Dave went out and cut it, but we didn't have power for 2 days, and so come spring, he's going to have to cut. He cut off just enough to get it out of the way. He's going to have to cut that down. But we just had 7 trees taken down in the front yard because they were dying and weak. And thank goodness we did, because this storm would have taken down some of them, I think. Snowblower. Oh yeah. Dave he used the plow, but it tears, the first and the last plows always tear the hell out of the driveway because we have a dirt driveway. So he pulled up rocks like this, that we see a little bit of it and it just yanks up because the rocks are constantly coming. That's all we do is harvest rocks. Yeah, big one, big stuff. And so, yeah, it was not cool. It was pretty bad in Deerfield. I guess 75% of our town was out of power. So I think I heard that there were 3 transformers blew or something. And the problem was people getting into car accidents is knocking down poles and stuff is really what it was. And then also there was a lot of stuff falling. But it's nothing like the ice storm in 2006 where we lost our power for 13 days, man. That was rough. And it was this time of year. We got our power back on December 21st. That was a rough, rough thing. Oh my gosh, through his house? Oh, that stinks. Yeah, Julie's in Texas. She just has some leaves. Poop. You poop. I got leaves still too. They're just under the snow. The chickens, guys. Oh my God, the chickens. So Dave didn't get to putting up the plastic on the covered run before the storm. And there was a little bit of snow that blew in. So there was like a little coating, very small coating in the covered run. Okay. The chickens didn't come out of their coop. He had to go outside, and that meant that they didn't eat or drink. He finally went out at like 2:30 in the afternoon or 3 o'clock or something before it got dark and raked the inner covered run. And as soon as he did, they came out. They wouldn't step in the snow. They are so spoiled. The chickens would not step in the snow. So that night, he plasticked it all in for them, and we know that they are not going to want the outdoor run in the winter, clearly, because they wouldn't even leave to get food. It was so funny. Oh yeah, ours is here. I think it's here unless we have a big warm up, and it would take several days. Right? They're so spoiled. They are so spoiled, those girls, and they're all molting. So like Dave was laughing. He's like, should we like make cat toys out of the chicken feathers? Because there's like a gazillion feathers out there. I was like, no, I think I'm all set with like making cat toys out of the chicken feathers. Yeah, he had some sort of suggestion along those lines, but I was like, yeah, no, like I have 75,000 hobbies. I don't need that too. But yeah, so it's been a thing. It's been a thing. It's been craziness. So I appreciate that you guys are still hanging in there and popping in when I go on live. And like I said, I'll be planning to be here in 2 weeks. So, and I will try to get some videos out. I will, some regular videos, but you know, it is what it is. And if I need like mental health to just watch Great British Bake Off and play like coloring games on my apps on my phone, then that's what I'm going to do, because 2020 is brutal. Well, they would love toys made out of feathers, but I could buy 16 of them for $5 off Amazon, or I could spend 700 years making them. And I would rather do other things, like watch Great British Bake Off, play coloring apps on my phone. Although I need to like actually like make some things here pretty quick. Like tomorrow, I need to sew some masks for my mom, and I need to get on a couple of Christmas presents that are late, or I am late making them. So I have been waiting for fabric to arrive, and it is hopefully going to be here maybe Monday, in which case I will, I'm going to try to cut out all the other pieces so that I can just be ready to go. Well, they would probably just play with the feathers, but the problem there is that they would bring them all over the house, and then I would have chicken feathers all over the house, and I don't feel like that's particularly sanitary. But my house is a mess anyways, guys. Like, I've completely given up on, like, whatever. Nobody comes here. Nobody sees anything. Why do I care? My floor is a mess. It is a mess. Dave and I ate dinner at like 11 the other night, 11:30 or something. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. He's like, yeah, whatever. And I said, you know what? Honestly, true. Does time even matter anymore? We work from home. We live here. We don't go anywhere. We don't see anybody. It doesn't matter if I eat dinner at 5 o'clock or midnight, because I can sleep when I want. I can work when I want. What difference does it make? One of my girlfriends messaged me today at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. She was like, is it bad that I just poured myself a drink? I was like, hey, you know what? It's 2020 everywhere. I don't care. Oh, Chris, be well. Take care of yourself. Drive careful. I'm going to get off pretty quick here, too. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten yet. It is 10:10. See what I mean, guys? Like, whatever. I'll eat 1 a.m. Difference doesn't make. It's going to be really hard to, I think, snap back into regular life. And I kind of wonder how much regular life is going to be like regular life again. What do you guys think? I don't know. I can put together a little bag of feathers for you, Julie, if you wanted to give some to your cat to play with. If you think she'd play with it. Dave can just go out there. It did go fast, didn't it? It's because you missed me. Oh, I miss you guys. I do. I think about all of you guys like during the week and stuff, and it's just been crazy. Crazy mental places. All right, I will ask him to grab some chicken feathers, and then I will put them in a baggie, and the next thing that I send out to you, I will put it in it. By the way, I don't know when you sent your thing. I didn't see, nothing came today, so just so that you know. So, well, guys, it was good to see you. I hope that you know, I know Chris is gone, so I've got Tammy and Julie, but I'm glad you came and spent some time with me. And I will, I'll see you all in 2 weeks. Maybe sooner if I put out a video. I don't know, we'll see. But I think that's around Christmas, isn't it? When is that? Oh, guys, yeah, it's not going to be 2 weeks because 2 weeks from now is Christmas night. And I'm not doing a live Christmas night, probably not. Well, maybe, we'll see. I'll post about it in the group. Or I'll tell you all privately. Just watch. Okay. Bye, guys. Julie, have a good tubby. Tammy, take care of yourself. Stay warm out there in Ohio. What? Christmas Eve? I'm not going to be on Christmas Eve? I mean, Christmas night? I know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, guys. We'll see how it goes. But maybe.